Good afternoon, y'all. Y'all can probably tell the results whenever I left.
Jaidyn, you know about that, don't you?
No, I don't. Why? Don't include me in that. You talking to him. Don't include me in that.
Jaidyn Alexis has officially moved on, and she's not looking back. With Blueface locked away for 4 years, you'd think she'd be torn up, right? Think again. Rumor has it Jaidyn's been living her best life, completely unfazed by Blueface's legal drama. But here's the real tea. While Blueface is begging her for help from behind bars, Jaidyn's allegedly been spotted cozying up to her ex, ditching him when he needed her the most. Could it be true? Has she really abandoned him in his darkest hour? Stay tuned, because this story is juicier than ever.
I mean, Jaidyn, were you okay with it? Were you okay with him doing that?
I mean, go crazy.
Go crazy, okay.
So Jaidyn Alexis's reaction to Blueface's 4-year prison sentence is nothing short of bizarre, and honestly, it's raising more than a few eyebrows. You'd expect some tears, maybe a heart-wrenching post about how much she and the kids will miss him. But instead, radio silence except for a few studio sessions and a fiery Instagram live where she's vibing out like it's just another day. It's almost as if Blueface's troubles are just background noise to her new groove. Now, let's rewind for a second. Blueface isn't just behind bars for some minor infraction. This man violated probation from a brutal 2021 assault case. Remember when he and his crew allegedly beat down a club bouncer for not recognizing his celebrity status? Yeah, that one. The situation got worse when he was later caught with illicit paraphernalia, giving the judge no choice but to hand down the maximum sentence. So we're not talking about some petty crime here. Blueface is facing serious consequences, and his family, his parents especially, are heartbroken. His dad even broke down in tears after hearing the verdict.
I gave him 4 years. Stay strong.
And his mom? She's been all over social media, asking for prayers and trying to stay positive, even though you can practically feel her despair through the screen.
I'm gonna try this one more time. I want to get on here and thank everybody for all the love and all the support today.
Against this backdrop of family anguish, Jaidyn's reaction is nothing short of peculiar. While Blueface's parents and even his manager, Whack 100, are holding out hope that he might be out sooner rather than later, Jaidyn seems to be in her own world.
You'll be home in 9-10 months.
All right, thank you so much, Whack.
Let's go.
Fans have noticed, and they've been quick to call her out, accusing her of being happy about the whole situation. And what does she do? She claps back hard, telling everyone that she's just working and that someone's got to keep things going. But come on, who's buying that? The thing is, Jaidyn's behavior is so out of sync with what you'd expect from someone in her position. Blueface is the father of her children after all. Shouldn't she be more, concerned? Instead, she's out here snapping at fans on Instagram Live, telling them they're dumb as FK for thinking she's enjoying this. It's almost like she's trying too hard to convince us, or maybe herself, that she's unaffected. But the more she lashes out, the more it looks like she's got something to hide.
But it don't mean that.
You know what?
Jaidyn sat on our show and said how much she was over the this and that.
And here's where the rumors get even juicier. There's been talk that Blueface might not just be facing a long stint in prison, but that he could also be looking at financial ruin. Word on the street is that his legal battles and time behind bars could drain his bank account dry, leaving him with nothing when he finally gets out. Could this be why Jaidyn seems so unbothered? Is she already cutting her losses, distancing herself from a sinking ship?
Real winner is Jaidyn. I'm happy for Jaidyn.
How so?
Because she just threw cute birthday parties for her kids. She just looks unbothered and moved on.
I could take somebody to Legoland.
It doesn't help that there are whispers about Jaidyn cozying up to her ex, rekindling an old flame now that Blueface is out of the picture. If that's true, it would explain a lot. Maybe she's not just moving on emotionally, but also strategically. After all, why stay loyal to someone who might be coming out of prison broke and with no prospects? If the rumors are to be believed, Jaidyn's already planning her next move, and it doesn't involve waiting around for Blueface. Meanwhile, Blueface is reportedly clinging to the hope that his sentence might be shortened and that he could be out in as little as 10 months, thanks to time served.
People are saying he's gonna have to do the full 4 years in prison. Can you break it down to us?
He got 4 years, 400-something days off. Come down to 3 years, he go to state.
But even if he gets out sooner rather than later, what kind of life is he coming back to? His career is in shambles, his finances might be in ruin, and the one person he's probably counting on, Jaidyn, seems to be living her best life without him. It's a sad, messy situation, and honestly, it feels like we're just seeing the beginning of a much bigger drama. But let's get real, Jaidyn Alexis isn't just sitting back and letting things happen. If you think she's just an innocent bystander in all of this, you're mistaken. The fans, they're all over it, speculating that Jaidyn's actions, or lack thereof, are all part of a master plan. She's always had a unique way of dealing with Blueface, and many believe she's playing a long game of revenge that's been years in the making. See, Jaidyn and Blueface go way back. They met in high school, in a PE class of all places, where she saw something in him that others probably missed. She's mentioned how sweet he was, how he had a good heart despite being young in the mind.
What made you attracted to John in high school?
He's sweet.
Right.
He has a good heart, but he's young in the mind.
That connection blossomed into something deeper, leading to the birth of their first child in 2017, followed by another in 2022. Through thick and thin, Jaidyn was there raising their kids, supporting Blueface's career, and dealing with the roller coaster of their on-again, off-again relationship.
Or just even when I just first met him, or we was together for some years, I always like wanted to be married, you know.
And for the longest time, it seemed like Jaidyn was willing to put up with a lot. I mean, she even got back together with him after catching him cheating, and they welcomed their second child together. She was his ride or stay, or so it seemed. But then, in late 2023, everything changed. Blueface left Jaidyn for ChriseanRock, canceling their engagement just months after proposing. This wasn't just a breakup, it was a public humiliation. And while Jaidyn publicly claimed it was a mutual decision, rumors swirled that she felt utterly betrayed. Now, with Blueface and Chrisean both behind bars, the tables have turned. Jaidyn's reaction, or lack thereof, might be her way of taking back control. Some fans speculate that this could be her ultimate revenge, letting Blueface fend for himself while she moves on with her life, free from the drama that's plagued her for years. After all, she was there during the highs, helping him build his career, and now, when things are crumbling, she's nowhere to be found. It's almost poetic, don't you think?
Yeah, like, it's like he do out-of-pocket shit. Like, I'm not naive or something. Like, it's not like I think he's just only gonna one person for the rest of his life or anything. I don't think that.
But let's dig a little deeper into the history of Jaidyn and Blueface's relationship. It wasn't all bad, of course. They had their moments of happiness, like when Blueface surprised Jaidyn with a Mercedes G-Wagon, or when he proposed at a Rams game in front of all their friends. But those moments were always overshadowed by the chaos that followed infidelities, public arguments, and most recently, his entanglement with ChriseanRock. Despite the turmoil, Jaidyn stuck around, at least until he finally crossed a line she couldn't forgive. The timing of Blueface's relationship with Chrisean was particularly brutal. He had just gotten engaged to Jaidyn, only to start a relationship with Chrisean almost immediately after. The engagement ring, the public proposal, it all seemed like a way to appease Jaidyn, a gesture to keep her happy while his heart and other parts of him wandered elsewhere. And Jaidyn, in turn, may have realized that she was never truly his priority, but rather a placeholder until something or someone better came along.
No, I don't even think I'm still like okay.
Yeah, she always freaks out.
But let's not forget that Blueface isn't just dealing with a broken relationship, he's also facing the very real possibility of financial ruin. His legal battles have reportedly drained his bank account, and with both him and Chrisean behind bars, there's not much income coming in. Could it be that Jaidyn, ever the pragmatist, has seen the writing on the wall and decided it's time to cut her losses? After all, why stay loyal to someone who might come out of prison broke and with no future? And while Blueface might be hoping for an early release, even that might not be enough to salvage what's left of his life. His career is in tatters, his finances are in shambles, and the one person he's always counted on, Jaidyn, seems to have moved on. It's a tragic turn of events, really, but one that feels almost inevitable given the way things have played out. Finally, let's discuss how karma seems to have caught up with ChriseanRock, and this time it looks like she's in for an even rougher ride than Blueface. Chrisean, who was once at the center of attention for her wild antics and tumultuous relationship with Blueface, is now staring down the barrel of an 8-year prison sentence. Yes, you heard that right, 8 years. It's almost surreal considering how fast everything has unraveled for her.
Okay, so Chrisean got arrested. ChriseanRock showed up to court Monday to support Blueface, but ended up being arrested on her own charges while she was there. How you go?
Chrisean's trouble started brewing when she was arrested in June, right after showing up at Blueface's court hearing. The irony is hard to miss. She was there to support him, only to end up in handcuffs herself. The charges she's facing are no joke either.
There's only one thing, Rock. You're gonna go to jail.
With allegations of possessing controlled substances with intent to distribute and not affixing a tax stamp, the legal system isn't cutting her any slack. Each charge carries a potential 4-year sentence, and combined, she could be looking at nearly a decade behind bars. And while Blueface's future seems bleak, with his career and finances in disarray, Chrisean's situation is arguably worse. At least Blueface had some semblance of a plan, even if it's falling apart. But Chrisean? She's in a much darker place, with a young son waiting at home and no clear path forward. The fans are worried, and honestly, who wouldn't be? both parents behind bars, a child caught in the middle, it's a mess that no one saw coming. As for their son, Chrisean Jr., the poor kid is the real victim in all of this. With both parents likely behind bars, his future is uncertain. It's heartbreaking to think about, but it also raises questions about how this will impact Chrisean's life once she's released, if she's released. Will she ever be able to bounce back from this? Or is this the end of the road for her? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get the conversation going. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay tuned for more juicy gossip.